Hi there, Pool Girls here from Losi Swim and Spa, here with you on this beautiful 95-degree idyllic pool day. Why are we wearing winter hats? Well, we're faced with the harsh realization as we're gonna have to winterize our pool at some time. So my sister and I are here to make it a little more fun with you, and we're going to go over some of our wintertime supplies that you're going to need for your pool. Stay tuned.
Alright, so first up in our pool winterizing essentials is to test your pool water, whether using your liquid test kit or test strips, that's okay. Either way is good. Just want to make sure your chlorine or bromine, or if you have a different type of system, there's a lot of different systems out there to sanitize the pool. Just make sure your levels are good. If you're not sure what those levels mean, levels being your sanitizer, your chlorine or bromine, or your pH and your alkalinity, just make sure those levels are good before you start lowering the water. Now you're going to want to take out your handrails and ladders if those apply, and then after that we're going to start draining the pool down. Now draining your pool down is going to be about 3 to 6 inches depending if you're in-ground or above-ground pool. I find the easiest way to start draining your pool is by using a submersible pump. So you can grab your little Wayne, okay, and start.
That's little John, not little Wayne.
Oh, well, anyway, regardless, get your submersible pump out, and that'll help you drain the pool down to the correct level for winterizing.
Yeah!
Okay. Okay.
The next step is to remove the drain plugs from your pump and filter and drain accordingly. Now if you have a diatomaceous earth filter, it's important you remove the inner elements and soak them in a filter cleaning solution such as this one. You having a good time back there?
I sure am. It's not winter
Not
yet.
winter yet, is it?
Yeah. Okay. This next step is for in-ground pools. What you're going to want to do is blow out your lines. A shop vac usually works just fine. However, if this is your first time blowing your lines, you would want to contact your local pool store or a trusted source. The next thing we're going to do after blowing lines is you want to add half a gallon of antifreeze per line, including the skimmer line. You're going to want to put in your threaded plug or a rubber expansion plug, and
A gizmo, key piece. Now this one's not a gremlin. It's okay to get them wet.
yes, and the reason behind a gizmo, fun word to say, is because he will take on the brunt of winter. If you live in a cold climate where you get snow and ice, he takes on the brunt of the force. If something freezes in your skimmer, it's going to bust him, not your skimmer body.
Now, if you have an above ground pool, what you want to do is disconnect hoses from the pool and the equipment and then store those hoses in a safe place.
Right, and you want to do this because you don't want any water freezing.
Now, for our above ground pools, what you want to do is disconnect any of your hoses from the pool to the equipment. And whatever you can store in a safe place is best, and anything that needs to be covered that is unmovable, do so with a tarp or something similar. Keep it safe. And you also want to make sure you open all your valves, leave them in the open position.
Right, and you want to do this because you don't want any water freezing. All right, here we come with a couple more tips. If you guys have a heater, you're going to want to make sure that you blow out the heater at the inlet, all right, and disconnect your pressure switch, and then take that out of the heater and store it inside or somewhere where you're going to remember where the heck you put it. Then after that, there are some really swift covers you can cover your heater with if you want to protect him from the elements, kind of like covering your air conditioner for the winter. Again, for my winter people, not everyone lives in a cold climate. And then we're going to talk about chemicals. Oh yeah, before we get into chemicals, one more thing. If you have a heater, it's great to put a box of mothballs inside the heater cabinet or a cotton ball with some peppermint oil on it, and place the cotton balls inside the heater cabinet. What this does is helps keep the mice and the rodents out of your heater because they want to make nests in there and be safe from winter, so they don't like the smell of mint and oils. All right, now we're going to talk about adding chemicals to the water. Yes, I know it's winter. Yes, it's going to get cold. You still have to put chemicals in your pool. Do not put chemicals in the water. Your pool will turn cranky on you, trust me, over the winter time. So, what we're going to do, we've tested our levels, make sure those are good before lowering water, lowered our water. Now we're going to start adding our chemicals. I like to start out with the Mineral Clear first. It's a product that helps prevent staining over the winter time. Then you can add your Algaecide, a non-foaming Algaecide. You guys, there's a lot of cheap Algaecides out there. Big box stores tend to sell you soap, okay? So make sure you're adding a high quality product. Then you've got your chlorine. If you're a chlorine pool or a bromine pool, you can add chlorine. Salt pools as well, you can go ahead and add chlorine. Other systems, check with your manufacturer or your trusted pool source. And don't forget that shock. You do want a shock, even though no one will be swimming for a while, you still want to add your shock in to burn out contaminants in the water. We have this handy winterizing kit for sale, or you can do individual bottles of things. If you have stuff left over from your season, go ahead and exhaust that, use it up. Any chemicals you guys have left over, store in an appropriate place, such as your garage. Make sure all lids are tight on powders and tight on liquids. I suggest bringing liquids inside because you don't want them to freeze and then dilute down and lose their potency, okay? And depending on if you have an above ground pool or in-ground pool, you're going to use 1 or 2 kits. The same kit, but 1 or 2 kits. Each kit works up to 15,000 gallons of water, so that covers a lot of above ground pools or smaller in-ground pools. And then 2 kits if you have a really big above ground pool, like a 30-foot above ground pool and up, or a decent sized in-ground pool, say a 16 by 32 size on up. We're going to talk about covers next.
Now before we move on to covers, Nicole forgot to tell you guys, make sure your pool takes its chill pill. Its winterizing pill, that is.
Yeah, it's a product that's an enzyme-based product, so very safe for all types of systems, okay? And what you do is you pierce the ball and you pop it in the pool. You just literally throw it in the pool and then you put your cover on.
All right, on to winter covers. Our in-ground pools are either going to use tarp style cover or safety cover. That's our in-grounders will also utilize water tubes.
If you have a tarp style cover.
If you have a tarp style.
The safety covers negate the need for that because they are they have brass anchors in your concrete, okay? And then these springs with straps, of course, will attach and hold this cover down. So it takes away the ugliness of, say, these blue water tubes, making it a more handsome, attractive look. All right, let's do above grounds. What do they do?
Above grounds are going to use a tarp style. They can use a safety cover only if they have an outer deck surrounding
all the way around.
All the way around the pool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then they use, with the tarp style cover, a winch and a cable to tighten that down, keep it secure. And
see, it worked.
After you cover her, you're done. Now, keep in mind, just because you're done doesn't mean you're done. Throughout the season, fall, we can be very rainy, so you want to take your little Wayne pump, your submersible pump. Yay! Anyway, so what you're going to do is occasionally drain off the water on the top of the cover. You don't want to get too much depth of water because the cover will struggle and start to kind of fall in. So just keep an eye on the water. It's nice to leave like an inch or so on top of the cover due to wind whippage and such, okay?
Wind whippage.
Wind whippage, I know, it's fun to say. Yes, right. And then when it snows, guess what? Your hands are tied. What are you gonna do? You're not gonna get your little Wayne out or your submersible pump, whatever brand you like, because you can't remove that. So look at it occasionally throughout the winter. Keep an eye on that snow load or water load, okay? And then after that, spring comes, yay! And then the snow will start to thaw if you're in a snowy region. And then you'll want to occasionally pump the water off again with that rain load that we're going to get for our rainy spring times.
Now I know we went through this pretty quickly and it was a bit brief, but don't worry, we're going to be detailing all of these steps much further in a future video.
And we're going to be on site showing our service guys actually in the process of closing or winterizing an in-ground pool, and we're also going to do an above-ground pool one So stay tuned, subscribe to our channel, and keep watching for more videos.
Let's swim. Woo!